Let's get into the subject first. Cloud computing. The very first thing happens is the definition of the cloud computing itself. Many of us do not give it correctly. Cloud today is as good as internet. If you are referring to internet, you are also referring to cloud at this point of time. So much it has already spread. So what is cloud computing? See, whenever we are talking about running applications, we need two things. We need to have the compute power in the form of the processor, basically the CPU, and the RAM, where our instructions are going to execute. And also we will need to have some storage where our data is going to reside. So the two things, that is programs and data, both are on our computer. If you take your PC machine, you have got processor, memory, network card. All these things we can say are part of hardware required for execution of your application. And of course, you have disk, and that's where the data is going to be stored. What we are saying in cloud computing is this particular hardware, your compute platform. Of course, in the compute platform also we will include operating system. So your operating system along with the required hardware for execution of your program and your data which the program is going to process is now going to be saved in or executed in a remote machine, which we are going to access it over internet. Important is that remote machine on which the computing is going to happen, on which the storage is going to happen, will now be on a remote location accessible through a internet. And that's what is the cloud computing platform. So basically a type of internet based computing, simple, where your servers, it can be web server through which the website is hosted and delivered, or it can be your storage server, or it can be so many other types of servers like Redis cache server, it can be your caching server, search server, so many different database server, many other servers, storage, and all this are delivered to the organization computers and devices through internet. We want to use the power of internet, and that's what is cloud computing all about. Basically, what is the benefit? You have to understand the bottom line. Everything in this world, I categorize it only under two things when it comes to buying or selling. If I'm buying something or if I'm selling something, everything comes in these two categories only. One, product, and the other, services. Check up anytime you have paid for something in the recent times, or anytime actually for that matter, should have been either a product or a service. You go to a supermarket and buy some groceries, basically some product. You're coming to, you're going to, let's say, a barber shop for your cutting, for your hair setup, saloon if you're going to, it's a service. Everything comes under either a service or a product. And a lot of things today are moving from product to services. A typical example which I can take, which has become very popular service today, which was popular product in the past, Microsoft 365. I still remember when we started our career sometime in 90s, I used to buy Microsoft Office. They used to come in floppy disk, and later, of course, they shifted to something like DVDs. So we used to get a software product purchased from Microsoft and installed on our machine through the CD drives or the DVD drives. And we used to preserve those discs, because if the disk is corrupted, gone, I have no choice but to buy again. I'm talking about days even before internet was popular all over. 90s, early 90s, I'm saying. We used to buy literally Microsoft Office. But today, Microsoft Office is not purchased. You only subscribe to Microsoft products, that is Microsoft 365. You subscribe it for a year, you use it, and during that period, you get all the features of Microsoft Office 365 when you're subscribed. Even all the upgrades are free and everything. It has become easy to install, easy to configure, easy to use, easy to port from one machine to the other machine in case needed. And how it is happening? Through internet. I'm able to use Microsoft Office 365. Through internet, I'm able to download and install it. So basically, what you should have been observing, many things which your product is moving into service category. So every organization used to invest in a data center. Every organization is supposed to invest in the data center, where they are supposed to assemble huge amount of hardware comprising of the compute power, the storage, the networking, and on these data centers, in these data centers, they would install all their servers which are accessible to the rest of the organization and all the customers of that particular organization. So now with cloud computing, we want to replace these data centers, or at least extend these data centers with unlimited compute power, unlimited storage, and be able to use all that power which we are going to get through the service provider managed data centers. So what is basically happening now? Microsoft is going to create data center for us. Amazon is creating data centers for us. Google is creating data centers for us. IBM is creating data centers for us. Alibaba in China is creating data centers for us. These giants are creating data centers across the globe. In different parts of the world, they are creating data centers. So, creating a data center for them is buying some product, which is nothing but the hardware, and setting up the complete infrastructure required for letting the applications execute in their platform. And those data centers are being offered to general public and to other enterprises in the form of cloud computing platform, and that is nothing but a service. So for them it is a product, and for us, whether I'm an individual or I'm an enterprise, for me it is becoming a service. I don't need to have a permanent commitment. With product, we always have a permanent commitment. With service, it is only till we like it, we use it. We don't like, we just move on. So everything now is offered like as a service orientation. And the infrastructure also we say is provided by a service provider. The term service provider. Microsoft is a service provider. Everything else aside, I am offering to you my subject knowledge as a service. You are subscribing to the training material which I provide. You like it, you use it. You don't like it, you don't subscribe, and you move on. So, the very foundation of cloud computing is on the basis of service. Everything is a service. At least from the consumer angle, it's all available to us in the form of service, and we pay only when we use. Imagine you constructing a garden within your bungalow premise, and to build that particular garden, we all know how much time, energy, and money is going to get invested. We have to buy the plants, we have to ensure that we water them on a regular basis, we have to provide the required manure. There has to be somebody who is going to continuously take care of them, maintenance. Instead, we can simply use the garden provided by the society or probably provided by the city in which we live and still get the same benefits. Garden is garden, a public garden and a private garden. We just go to the public garden and we get same oxygen, same benefits. So that's what is happening today. Rather than I building my own infrastructure and doing a lot of capital investment. What is capital investment? I buy the hardware. That's what is capital investment. I buy the required processors, required memory, the network cards, entire hardware I buy. I install it in my own infrastructure. That is what is capital investment. So instead of doing a capital investment and that requires huge amount of money, I would simply want to use the same thing as a expenditure which I'm going to incur on a day-to-day basis, like I incur on electricity. I only need to pay the electricity bill at the end of the month based on how much I have used the electricity. Basically, the operational expenses is what we will have to make. And the government of every country writes off the entire operational expense from the income which the organization has incurred. My income is nothing but the revenue which I generate through my product and service, subtract the expenses. But that expense is not the capital expense. If I purchase a computer for let's say $1,000, I cannot write $1,000 as the expense towards operation. It becomes a capital for my organization, and I may get only $20 probably for the sorry $200 for the first year. From my income, I can write off $200, 20%, or maybe 25%. From the remaining, another 20% next year. Basically, we are only depreciating the product, and as the depreciating of product happens, we can keep deducting that from the income, but we cannot write off the complete expenditure on capital, but we can write off 100% expenditure on our day-to-day operational expenses which we are going to incur. So the salary which I am supposed to pay to the employees of the organization, the electricity which I am going to use for various activities within my organization, all these things will come under operational expense. And all operational expenses most of the times are services. Net, what I'm trying to make you understand is, in the world of computers, we are now shifting from ownership of the product to subscription of a service. Ownership of a product to subscription of a service. Service will be operational expense. Product is capital expenditure. Very important. So, cloud computing is all about utilizing the infrastructure of others. That means, can anybody simply, Tom, Dick, and Harry, provide a cloud computing platform? Definitely not. Randomly, anybody will not be able to provide cloud computing platform. Then who can provide it? Every cloud computing platform has to have certain characteristics, and that is what is going to distinguish that particular platform from the traditional hosting. See, I still remember when I started Ticketsoft sometime in 1997, using my LAN network, setting up LAN, using it only for within my premises and stuff. And later, sometime a year or two later, we decided to have our own website. And also, we would want to host certain application, which probably we want to share it with the consumers, our clients. So at that time, we opted for something called as shared server. I'm talking about very early days. We purchased a shared server on internet where we were given some kind of compute power, limited compute power, and limited storage, which we are going to use for putting things on internet and sharing it with others. And why it was called shared? Because it's not me alone. Many other organizations or individuals also would share the same hardware. Then we realized sharing is a problem. Our application performance was getting impacted. So we moved on to buying our own dedicated server, not even buying actually, subscribing to a dedicated server. That means the service provider will keep one machine for us on internet, and that entire machine is dedicated for us. From the various options available, we should choose what is the machine configuration. They'll create the machine for us. Imagine the way we would go to the market and create our machine for ourselves. On internet, we used to order a machine for us, a dedicated machine that would get constructed in a day or two, and then remotely we will get access to that machine, and we do something like an RDP into that machine and install all our required software. I'm talking about the late 90s, 99, 99, 1999, 2000. That's how we used to operate. Dedicated server for all our applications which we want to share with others. Then we moved on. Few years later, we started seeing that okay, Microsoft is now providing cloud computing platform. Actually, an incident happened. That dedicated server, for some reason, was not reachable by me. Most of the time, it used to be connect to the service provider through some chat support or email, and they would rectify the problem and everything goes well. But don't know what reason those service providers stopped responding to our emails and also stopped responding to our chat. Maybe that organization itself was not doing good and they closed it. Our server, our website through which we used to sell all our training courses was down almost for a week. Creating a new server was not easy. We have to move all our videos on that particular machine, all the applications. So multiple attempts we did to connect to those guys and get a proper response, and nothing happened. And that's when we realized, no, this is not the way to go forward when we want to grow, and we moved on to Microsoft Azure Cloud. Today, all the applications which we want to share with others are on internet, hosted in a cloud computing platform, Microsoft Azure. The incidents which were bad in the past have become good today. This is how the life is, right? What we see today is not good for us, but when we move on and turn back and see, that was a good thing to happen. Those 7 days of pain which I was undergoing because my content was not accessible and people were all complaining has given us a new birth in cloud computing, and many of you already probably know what we are today because of that one incident. Extensive utilization of cloud we did, and we started also deep training into cloud computing. So when we are choosing a cloud computing platform, these are the characteristics which we are supposed to look at. Remotely hosted, first one. Don't try to use a platform which is locally hosted in your on premise. No, that's not cloud computing then. They should be remotely hosted, and as far as possible should be hosted in a region where you have the customer base, where your consumers are going to make use of. You should not try to do something in the next door. No. So these cloud computing platforms like Azure, AWS, GCP, they have hosted servers across the, I mean, they have built data centers across the globe. So if my consumers are in India, I'll choose a data center of India. If my consumers are in US, I'll choose the data center which is in that part of the US where my consumers are. Within India, they will have multiple data centers. Within US, within UK, within Australia. I mean, different parts of the world, multiple data centers they are going to host. Like Azure has more than 60 plus data centers across the globe, and the count is only increasing. Something similar is also by AWS. And these data centers should be accessible through internet. They should be accessible from everywhere. And these data centers are interconnected with each other using high speed fiber optic cables and satellites wherever needed. So Microsoft Imagine has laid down so much of cable on this planet to connect their data centers across the globe. Fiber optic cables going through oceans, seas, rivers, and different ways they have made these connections possible. So the services or the data which is hosted in their data center should be accessible from anywhere and should be through internet. Resiliency. We want high availability at any point of time. We don't want downtime for our application. 7 days downtime is not imaginable. I know the pain to handle customers who are actively utilizing your services, and suddenly you say, no, for some time our applications are not working. Hold on. No, it's not easy to say that. We want to see failure is going to happen. It's not that failure can be avoided at any point of time. Point is, how soon can we recover from that failure? We need to have proper disaster recovery plans so that we don't lose our content permanently and also bring it back ASAP. So we want content to be mirrored. My data should be multiple copies, because if I store my data only on my hard disk or the cloud service provider's hard disk, and imagine that hard disk crashed, how can you blame Microsoft that the hard disk crashed? No, you can't. So what Microsoft does as a precautionary, they would replicate the data at more than one place. That means multiple hard disks they will store your data. They'll mirror it. Exact clone of the data will be created. Let's say in three disks you store in one place, and it automatically copies to the other two places. In the event one goes down, we still have the other from where we can recover our data and continue. Idea is minimize the downtime, even if it is there. Ideally, zero downtime, 25 by 7 hour application and data should be accessible. But even if some disaster is happening, we want to minimize it and ensure that our applications become highly available. Resiliency. I don't want to contact a service provider and wait for 3 days for them to set up my hardware and say that now this machine is available, please start using it. I don't want damn that dependency on a person where I'll have to connect with email or probably a chat and know what is the status. No, we want today everything to be self-serviced. We want to go to a restaurant, enjoy the buffet, go to the place where the food is served, choose what we want to eat, not wait at the mercy of the waiter who is going to get the food whenever it is ready. No, we want on demand. Instead of a la carte, we want buffet. Liberty to choose what we want, use whenever we want, and deprovision when we don't want it anymore. On demand, whether it is a server or storage, any kind of resource in the service provider infrastructure, we should be able to provision and deprovision without a human interaction. I would opt for only such service provider. Cloud computing platform needs to provide this as a feature. Rapid elasticity. What is this? See, our requirements are never going to remain consistent throughout the year. There would be some times where we would have surge in the traffic, sudden increase in the resources will be there during some time when probably I'm doing something different, something new. I still remember when we get our competitive exams score on internet, or let's say when we get our final marks on internet, most of the government websites get jammed because suddenly everybody goes onto those websites and they want to see their result. The sites are jammed. It would probably take even hours sometimes for the load to shed, and then we would know the result. And unfortunately, even today, many government websites, universities are still doing it like that, the traditional way. Only one server will be there, fixed hardware, and that server is supposed to serve the request throughout the year, irrespective of when the load is increasing or decreasing. No, we don't want like that. We know today evening the results are going to be declared. We should probably be able to scale the hardware enough that all the requests should be served. Maybe for few hours we'll keep it like that, and after that again we want to scale it down. We should be able to meet the peak traffic hours, but that does not mean we need to continue paying for that extra hardware needed for a short duration. Use it, I mean, increase it, use it, decrease it, scale up, scale down, scale out, scale in, whatever you want to do. Rapid elasticity is what every cloud service provider should be able to give us. Broad network access. Through internet, we should be able to access the services provided by the cloud platform on any kind of device. It can be a thin client or a thick client platform. I should be able to manage my services not only through a desktop but also through tablets or mobile phones. Because I do not have my desktop at one point of time, it shouldn't be I'm not able to manage my services. No. And most important of all, the service provider should take care of always providing us with the latest what is there, latest hardware, latest software with all the patches, securities, everything taken care of. So these things, if one has taken care of, yes, they can say their platform has cloud computing characteristics. See, adapting to a cloud, whether it is Azure or AWS or GCP or something else, for an organization is as good as a marriage. You just simply for no reason cannot get in a relationship which is probably going to be pretty long lasting. So at least in a marriage, all those things which you see in your partner, you have to see those things in cloud computing platform when you choose it for your organization. You cannot get married, you cannot go on for few years and then say, no, this relationship is not working. Let's take a divorce. Divorce with cloud computing platform is very expensive. So when you're choosing the platform, then itself you see if it is able to meet the requirements which we have. Very important. The organization is getting married to Azure or AWS or GCP. The only good thing about many organizations is they say no, we don't want to get into permanent relationship. We will keep temporary relationship with all and we'll decide after some time which one we want. Multi cloud strategy. They will host the applications at least in the initial days on all the platforms and see which one is the best. And later they would want to go for a permanent relationship. Or few services they will host in one platform, Azure, and few they will put it in AWS. So if something goes wrong, imagine if Azure itself is stopping, something worst happens and Microsoft closed down, all their data centers would not work anywhere across the globe possible, right? Nothing is impossible. What will happen to my organization? Ruined. So I want to prepare myself for that kind of situation. I would host certain things, certain applications of my business on Azure, certain other applications of my business on AWS. If one goes down, I'm still running my business on the other. Absolute dependency should not be there. You're thinking why this kind of facility we did not get in our marriage life also, right? No, you'll not get that. It's very expensive. It's quite expensive to have multi-cloud platform. Maintenance is too high. But yes, it's very important to make a right decision on which, and it's big confusing decision nowadays. I don't know how many times I use this word Azure in a day. On a day-to-day basis, number of times I use this word Azure. How many times I'm not even aware of. But still, I would not say AWS is bad or less when compared to Azure. No, I would not make a irresponsible statement that one cloud computing platform is better than the other. It's purely your choice. I will never make that judgment and get into a debate where I would want to prove Azure is the best. It doesn't take much time for me to do that. In case I get into it, it shouldn't take much time. With so much knowledge about Azure I have, I can easily convince somebody to make use of Azure and not any other platform in this world. No, I'll most of the time leave the decision to the person after explaining the good aspects of the platform. Because I teach Azure, I would always want entire information about Azure to be delivered to you. But if I decide to teach AWS, everything about AWS I deliver it to you, and I will let you to make a decision, AWS or Azure. It's not my or any one specific. And many organizations are shifting from here to there to here for whatever reasons. But these are the characteristics. Then we have this cloud computing service models. I told you everything is a service. Everything is a service. Infrastructure as a service. Your computer is created on a virtual environment created by the service provider. They have implemented virtualization. Basically, they assembled huge amount of hardware, which again can be grown on need basis, constructed the data centers. They generate their own electricity, power, the cooling plants. They have purchased all that required land and constructed the buildings for hosting the data center. Who are they? The cloud service providers. And all that we get it as a service. That's what is infrastructure as a service. So whether it is AWS, Azure, GCP, undoubtedly all of them are providing us the infrastructure. And most of the time it may so happen that your starting point for an organization to adapt to cloud would be infrastructure as a service. Your starting point itself would be infrastructure as a service. You are already having a on-premise infrastructure, your own data centers, and you have already used it for hosting many applications. Now you want to probably stop extending the data center of your own and move on to cloud computing platform. You don't want to upgrade the hardware which is already there. Whenever the hardware reaches the end of its life, we want to get rid of it and gradually we want to move into cloud. Basically, we want to do lift and shift of applications. We don't want to make changes to the code. We want to just migrate all our applications from from our infra from the machines on the on-premise data center to the machines in the cloud. Yes, we will use infrastructure as the service. We'll create machines, virtual machines. We'll create network, virtual network. Storage, for us it is virtual. Unlimited storage service providers will give us. So yes, infrastructure as a service is a very good starting point for those organizations who have decided to migrate to cloud over a period of time and decided to do lift and shift of their applications without making any changes to them. Maybe they are legacy applications, applications which are there and running happily and probably for very long time they are existing, that any kind of changes we want to make today, it's not reasonable, it is not feasible. Maybe the developers of those applications also don't exist today, so they are running and we want them to run as it is, lift and shift, recreate our infrastructure in cloud, host the applications in cloud. Then what is PaaS? Platform as a service. See, I'll explain it this way. I want to host a website. What is that I should do? Let's say my website is completely developed and fully functional on my local machine. Now I want to host a website in cloud. And my website is also making use of some kind of database. If I go with infrastructure as a service option, I'll have to create virtual machines in cloud. One I'll create for web server and one I'll create for the database server. On the database server, I'll install my required SQL server or MySQL or whatever other database I would have used it. On the web server, I will have to install maybe IIS by Microsoft or Tomcat or Apache, some web server which is needed for hosting the website. My application is developed in .NET, so I'll have to also take care of installing .NET on that particular machine. The right version of the .NET has to be installed on that particular machine. Then I have to also take care of my web server. Very good possibility that might get hacked. So I have to ensure that on this particular server, both web server and database server, I take care of the security patches, updates regularly. I have to do that. And then comes our database, our application installation on top of all these things. And then the problem comes, I decide to have multiple instances running. So I create one more web server. What I did on the first web server, I'll have to replicate everything onto the second web server. Load increases, I want third one. So I have to redo everything again on the third one. That's what is infrastructure as a service. Why not? Click of a button, I get a web server. Click of a button, I'll get a database server. I, through a configuration panel, tell Microsoft I want a web server which has .NET runtime ready on it. I tell Microsoft, give me a database server which has SQL Server ready-made on it. Those type of services come under PaaS. Platform itself is offered as a service. So the underlying hardware and the required software is already taken care of by now the service provider. They are giving us a ready-made platform, database platform they are giving us, web server platform they are giving us. Search. Oh, I don't have to take care of the infrastructure. I don't have to take care of the maintenance. We don't even do RDP or SSH into those servers. So those things are platform as a service and developers love it. I, as a developer, develop my application. I want to now see how the application looks like on internet. I would use something like Azure App Service if it is Azure, or AWS Beanstalk if it is, of course, AWS, and simply deploy my application into it. I don't have to take care of the low level tasks. Platform as a service will make us more productive, faster. But everything is not offered as a platform. What is offered, only that we can use it. And probably for us to take the benefit of platform as a service, we may need to even make certain adjustments to the existing applications. Modern applications are suited for platform as a service. Legacy classic old applications, we would still want to go for direct virtual machine hosting, infrastructure as a service. Understand the difference? The service provider is giving us a ready-made platform on top of which our application will reside. Here, many things we have to do along with our application. And then the third beautiful offering. You don't build, you just use. Consumer. I, as a consumer, want to use Microsoft 365, Gmail, Google Apps, Salesforce, Dynamics. I'm not damn worried about what is the hardware, what is the software. I'm interested in the product, the service. Every day we check our mails on Gmail. Did we ever bother about what is the hardware used by Google? Where is the data center? What is the effort they are taking? You might go for a free Gmail service, or you might go for a paid Gmail service which is ad free, and you might get little extra excess storage in the form of Google Apps. Software as a service. knowingly, unknowingly, lot of applications on internet which we are using on a day-to-day basis are software as a service. Some are free because they publish advertisement and make money out of it, and some are paid. You get exclusivity. YouTube, is it software as a service? Yes. You install YouTube app or you go to YouTube website, search for your video and play without even worrying about what is happening behind the scene. What is the infrastructure? What is the hardware? Where is that all present? Yeah, you keep getting advertisement. No, you don't want advertisement, pay a nominal fee for the subscription and the advertisements will be removed. So, software as a service is mostly something which we subscribe to and start using it. And most of the time, it is a multi tenant application. You might be coming across this word very frequently now, single tenant, multi tenant. Single tenant is like an application hosted only for one organization, that is single tenant. And if the application is hosted and is used by multiple organizations, then it is a multi-tenant. Most of the time, software as a service is a multi-tenant application. Microsoft 365, my organization can use it, your organization can use it, everybody's organization can subscribe, but Microsoft is not creating a different web server or different instance for each organization. No, it is the same application hosted, which we are using it for multiple organizations. That's what is multi-tenant service. So if you look at this, they're all SaaS. Everything is SaaS. Netflix is SaaS. Amazon Prime is SaaS. Facebook is SaaS. LinkedIn is SaaS. Pinterest is SaaS. Everything. You either pay or you don't pay. That's not important. Dropbox, OneDrive. What are these? Storages offered as SaaS service. Kindle, SaaS service. All are SaaS. All this you might have used someday or the other. So if you differentiate infrastructure, platform, and software as a service, in on-premise we do everything. And in infrastructure, we do up to the service provider will take care of storage, networking, compute. Basically, we are given virtual machines. Now, on top of virtual machine, maintenance of the operating system, required runtime for execution of our application, like if it is Java runtime, JRE. If it is .NET runtime, CLR, Python runtime. Our application and access to the application and its data is our responsibility. Here, application we have to take care of. Up to runtime is given to us. We'll get a JRE machine ready-made. We'll get a SQL Server database machine ready-made. And lot of benefits: auto backup, scaling. And here we don't even damn take care of application, just the data and access to that data. I am worried about my emails and how can I access that. I'm not worried about where it is hosted, how it is hosted, who has developed, and none of these. Like car, you own a car, you buy an imagine a Benz car for yourself. You have to probably buy on a finance. You have to take care of the finance. You have to take care of the depreciation. The car is going to depreciate over a period of time. You have to take care of servicing, renewables, insurance, road tax, blah, blah, blah. Somebody has purchased a car for you. You are only leasing it. You are taken it for, let's say, a long term hire. A lot of service providers are there who buy the car on finance. They take the benefit of depreciation. They give it to us and we use it. Maybe for a month, maybe for a year, maybe for 10 years. So we take care of servicing, we take care of renewables, insurance, road tax, blah, blah, blah. Infrastructure as a service. Zoom car. I go to a city, I hire the car, take care of the fuel, tolls, and the driver. I drive myself or I rent a driver, use it for the time I'm there in the city and return it back. Zoom car, hired car, platform as a service. I damn don't have to take care of all this. And last, Ola, Uber. Use an app, order the car, it will come to your home. Walk on the carpet, get into the car, go wherever you want, come back, get rid of it. Use on demand the taxi. When taxi is there, why would I go for this? Why would I go for this? Why would I ever go for this? When there is a public garden, why would I construct a garden at home? Many a times, lot of things are done in our life for status, and status comes as at expense. So an organization to prove to the world that they have lot of capabilities, they would still have their own data center, though it is not needed. They would claim things like security and privacy as the reason for having their own data center. Basically, this gets into the discussion of what are the deployment models. How are we going to deploy the application? In a public cloud or a private cloud or a combination of public and private, which is hybrid. How are we going to deploy our applications? Most of the discussions what we did, or in general, if I say Microsoft, Azure, AWS, GCP, these are all public clouds. They are public cloud, either as an individual or as a enterprise. You will be able to host your applications in these clouds. The data is stored in the public data centers. The computing power is shared. Obviously, the cost is also shared. Then what is private cloud? I'm creating a infrastructure like public cloud for my organization in my data center. I implement virtualization and all those services which are available in public cloud within my on-premise cloud. I will call that as the private cloud. Why would I go for private cloud? Loudly, people will tell you security. Loud answer come. I want high security. I want data privacy. And that's why we go for private cloud. After some time, this will become insignificant. Whatever I do, whatever I do, I will not be able to match the protocols and guidelines implemented for security by Microsoft in my organization. Imagine multi-layer security that they create, whether it is digital security or whether it is physical security, physical, digital. I cannot match the same thing in my home. The security which the bank can provide for my assets, definitely I will not be able to do it at my home. Same way, how much ever we want, we cannot implement the security as much as these service providers are doing today. And also at the same time, the data privacy rules are so stringent today. The laws are so stringent that we can be highly secured, comfortable that our data is safe even if it is in cloud service provider hands. So most of the time, data privacy and security definitely are the reasons why we would want to have a private cloud, but that is reducing today. And even for these things, I mean, the category is very less. Banks have started moving to cloud service, cloud platform today. All major banks across the globe are now already adopting public clouds. Major problem will come is in the compliance issue. My consumer base is in this region. The information about those consumers is little critical based on the domain which we are working with. Imagine medical domain. And I don't want that information to get stored in a different region because the laws of the land will change. My medical record should be saved in the location where I reside. I don't want my medical records to be saved in a different region where probably the laws will not control my information. So those kind of reasons, yes, certain organizations will end up creating private cloud for their consumers. So what actually happening is it's neither entirely public nor it is entirely private. It is hybrid which we are constructing today. It's a hybrid infrastructure which is being built today. This and that. We are doing this and we are doing that. So our secured information we are going to put on private cloud connected to public cloud via VPN, virtual private network. So it may happen that your application is hosted here and through VPN it is accessing the database in on-premise. Every request comes from internet to the public cloud hosted web server, which in turn is accessing a database server residing in a private cloud. And my data is within my organization. It's not leaving the organization. So I'm highly relaxed. So that's what is hybrid hosting. A lot of large organizations have already started doing their hybrid models. It may so happen that over a period of time, we'll start winning. These guys all will start winning the trust of the public cloud. They will start believing that yes, Microsoft is taking care of our data properly, and they'll move everything into public. Gradual movement will happen into public cloud. I'm teaching certain banks in USA, Microsoft Azure, and as a policy, their entire staff they want to upgrade to Azure. Entire staff, a team of probably 3,000 plus employees, are going to be upgraded to Microsoft Azure over a period of time. Multiple batches they are conducting, and gradually everyone. So it's like an Azure is not going to be, or AWS is not going to be something optional for anyone. I told you in the beginning of my class, if I buy a computer with Microsoft Windows, and imagine I don't know how to use Windows, I will not be able to leverage all the features of the machine. That's what happens, right? We buy costly mobile devices and end up using 2 or 3 features of that device and not more than that. Why? Because we don't know they are there. Knowing them will make our life more easy, more comfortable, but we don't know. So, the more you know about your device, the better you exploit it. Cloud computing platforms are going to be precisely like that. The more you know about these platforms, the more better you will be able to build application as a developer, the more better you will be able to provision infrastructure as an administrator, a more better is what you will be able to do it as an architect. It has become essential that everyone in the industry should have knowledge of cloud computing platforms and the way the services are provided and are used by us. And the list is enormous, hundreds of services. We can't use or learn all of them. On demand, we will use them. On demand, we will learn about them. So, what are the advantages? Endless advantages. I don't see a reason why we shouldn't move to cloud computing platform today. Unlimited compute, unlimited storage, unlimited access, scale, whether it is vertical scaling, horizontal scaling, highly secured. Why we would not use it? Constant internet connection. No, it's no more a problem. Everywhere we have 4G, 5G. Do not work with low speed. Not a problem. Features might be limited based on the provider you choose. There is a huge running race between all these providers. The number of features which they provide is so many that we can't even use it. It's like a buffet with 200 items to eat. How much you can eat? Even if you taste 200 items, you'll die. They can be slow. No, this is false. At least Microsoft Azure, AWS, GCP are pretty fast. Storage may not be secured. No, Microsoft provides you multi-level encryption when they store data in the data centers. All our data is encrypted and then saved in these data centers. So the only reason is your data is stored abroad. Whose policy will you adhere to? If this question comes, then we are stuck on public cloud. We can't. That's when we go for private or ideally hybrid. Cloud computing job roles. These are all different roles. You might be a cloud system engineer, IT professional, administrator. See, what is happening is, I know a lot of those guys who perform a specific task in the organization. They take care of database administration. That's all. Only database administration they do, nothing else. Or they take care of managing storage, or they take care of the firewall, or they take care of some web servers. That's all. Very specific. Things will not be like that anymore. Things are not like that anymore. With cloud computing platforms, more resources become available to us, and hence also increases our responsibility. You might work only with storage, but you have to also understand how the virtual network and virtual machines are created. You cannot be limited to only creating virtual machine. You have to also understand how to set up firewalls and route tables. So multifaceted, you are supposed to have knowledge of multiple services to perform one task properly. That's what is going to happen, is happening. So if at all you come from that background where you are dealing with database administration, network administration, or security, or operating system administration, identity administration, any kind of administrative task if you are performing, then you have to target yourself for cloud system engineer, basically a cloud administrator. For that, Microsoft has created AZ-104, Azure Administration. AZ-104 curriculum has been created. AZ-104 certification has been created by Microsoft. But if you come from programming background, C# programming, Java programming, Python programming, Ruby on Rails, now Go language, and you want to leverage the features which are provided by cloud computing and make your applications more productive, rather make yourself more productive in developing the features. You are probably moving today from something like monolithic to microservices based architecture, and you want huge amount of infrastructure at your disposal, huge amount of services which are mostly PaaS services at your disposal, then you should go for application developer role. AZ-204 is the certification exam for that. And then you have got DevOps. There's a session on DevOps also today, which I'll probably talk much more in detail, the role of DevOps. But today, DevOps is the peak. Every organization now needs a DevOps specialist. They don't want to do anything manual way. They want to automate everything. System should work, not the human. Human should set up the system. That's the trend now. So DevOps engineers are the one who ensure an automated process is in place for deployment of the application and the configuration of the application, so that it can be done real quick. And then the supreme role, cloud architect, who can do everything, but they don't do anything except for creating solution to a problem. They will say, if this is the problem, the mapping solution, this is the solution to that problem. That's it. And guidance will be provided for others, DevOps or developers or administrators, to perform their task. But it so happens that one becomes architect by traveling through the journey. You can't become an architect just by going to school. You have to go through that journey of what an architect guides others to do. That journey you should go through, then you become a supreme architect. So, architects are those who will map these services in this situation are the best to use for the cost, for the maintenance, for the features. They are the one who are supposed to take that decision. So, these are four primary roles, but then there can be many other roles which are created on need basis in the cloud today. And this is how the whole training has been created. So this is how I teach. This is my style of teaching, guys. Those who are probably attending this class for the first time or listening to me for the first time, the reason I delivered this last 1.5 hour session was purely to showcase my capabilities on teaching, the fluency on the subject, how I could relate the subject to the real world, how I will be able to simplify the content and deliver to you. Basically, teaching is an art where a teacher, a speaker, should be able to transform the listener, the student, to be able to think like a teacher. If you are a listener, I am a speaker, and if we are doing our job to the perfection, what is in my mind at the time of delivering, I should be able to create in your mind as you are listening. I think of an apple, talk about an apple as a speaker. You listen to those sentences as a listener and imagine you created a orange in your mind. An apple in my mind, an orange in your mind. Either of us is a banana. Either I did not put it in the right words or you're not a listener. Productive learning, a productive training is going to be only when, as much as I invest, so much so you invest on the learning. That's very, very important. My dedication to teaching will be at its peak throughout the training. My commitment to my student is extremely high. I'm proud to say that. I have huge amount of pride in saying that. My commitment to my profession is on its peak. I would want students to have the same level of commitment for the end results to be extraordinary. So there are certain things which you should know about this particular training before you make a decision. Maybe the backend team has already done its job in giving you the information, but I'm repeating it so that it directly comes in the perfect way. We have got Azure Suite package. We have got Azure Suite Plus package. And of course, and if you're mostly concerned about DevOps, we have got DevOps Expert and DevOps Expert Plus. Basically, here in this particular package, my approach is little typical. I don't make you cloud administrator or cloud developer or cloud architect. No, I don't make you get into a particular role. My job is to make you aware of all the possible services which are present. We take a 360-degree view of the entire Azure. More than, I think, 35 plus services we are going to look at closely, very closely. From basic to real-time use cases, how we implement them in projects. And that to everything practical. One of the most beautiful thing about Deccansoft and myself also I can say is everything will be demonstrated practically to you. Everything will be demonstrated practically. So you'll see that in Azure Suite, we have got all the topics of 104, all the topics of 204, all the topics of 305, and more than 80% topics of AZ500. Trust me, you will not find a single course like this anywhere on this planet, where you're getting security aspect, you're getting architect aspect, you're getting developer aspect, and you're getting administrator aspect all under one single roof. And do we need to know all this? No. See, my job is to give you a buffet of 200 items and give you the choice of using or eating what you want as per your appetite. Why not a developer should be aware of how the infrastructure is provisioned? And why not the administrator be aware of the power of developer in building applications with the services which these people are going to provision? Why you shouldn't have cross subject knowledge? And trust me, today investing on these would make you an architect tomorrow. What is an architect? He should know everything, right? He should be able to do everything. So why we shouldn't have, though we may not work with them directly, why we shouldn't have the knowledge about the other? That was my thought process. I come from a background where I have been, out of my 27 years of experience, I think 16 or 17 years, dedicated developer. Overall, from the 1996 onwards, when I started my career in the industry, till today, or at least before I started Azure, I was only developer. I was in that small pond, Visual Studio, and everything I do inside the Visual Studio, basically create projects, exploit the power of the programmer. Extraordinary power that is. Lot of ego we have as a programmer. We can do wonders. What we decide we can do. Passionately was teaching .NET, all aspects of .NET. Whatever you say in .NET, I used to teach. But then when I moved on to cloud computing platform, I realized I'm in a pond, I'm not in an ocean. And there is an ocean which is so beautiful, so awesome. And I realized so many things which I don't know. I don't know how applications are hosted. I'm building it, but I don't know how they are hosted. What is the life cycle? And gradually, because it was available, I started investing on infrastructure. Today, I can teach all this pretty comfortably, fluently. When I say comfortably, I mean very fluently with real-time examples, human related example, life related examples, I'll keep taking and teaching these topics. In case of Azure Suite Plus, what we did is a lot of guys wanted to do Azure and DevOps, and some of them wanted to do data engineering. So without charging them entire fees once again for DevOps, we created this package because DevOps has become very popular today. Whether you come from the developer background, your post graduation is DevOps. You come from the administration background, your post graduation is DevOps. So if you want to go to the next level in your career, knowledge of DevOps has become essential. Even if you are an architect, actually this is expected nowadays. But just to make the product more attractive, one aspect which a lot of us don't work with, including me, the data dealing. Nowadays data is becoming powerful, right? With AI coming into the picture, we all now know how much power we need, how much data is important. So those aspects will be covered in data engineering. Your transformation of data, various ETL tools, how to deal with big data, analyze your data, basically all your data analytics. Of course, I don't teach that. And right now, at least, we have decided that this data engineering will be offered only and only as recorded version. It's not live, at least at this point of time. But if you're not even interested in data engineering, I don't think that would be a right decision. Otherwise, also there's a huge value if you are going for Suite Plus. Those who are beginning your career don't want to invest a lot of money also. We have created AZ104 and AZ400 course for you. A combination of this is good enough to get into a job role. I'm not talking about a very high profile job, entry level. But a lot of guys wanted to also pack up with, I think, Docker, Kubernetes, right? And I think Helm is also part of it. So these things, if you want to learn, which are also getting very popular today, we have this DevOps Expert Plus package. So information about these packages, you have to invest time. You have to invest time upon something which you are going to make your career out of it. Go to best.nettraining.com. This was the site I created sometime in 2009. That time .NET. That's how the name .NET Training. But more than .NET, today we sell Azure on this. So go to these packages, Azure Suite and Suite Plus. Read the entire page. Take time to read the entire stuff. So if you are having less than 5 years of experience, go for 104. If you are having less than 5 years of experience in development, go for 204. But anything beyond 5 years, and if you want to make a good career, you should compulsory go for a Suite package to become an Azure expert. Basically, I present this advantage, a 360-degree view of entire Azure, from the developers, administrators, security, architect, DevOps. You get access to my recorded content based on the package. The duration is different, fees is also different. But live classes, you are going to get access for a year. Live classes compulsory, you will get access for 1 year. We'll give you access to the Azure portal for the entire duration of the course. As the course is happening, we want you to practice. So we give you our shared subscription. where you can practice entire Azure, except for I think one or two features. You'll be able to do everything there. We don't allow firewall creation because that's too expensive, and we will be unable to give you access to the Active Directory, Entra ID now, because that controls the entire organization. So if I give access to Entra ID, I give you access to my organization, which I will not be able to. But otherwise, everything else you will be able to practice hands-on with my own custom material. You will be able to do everything step by step. I have prepared it. Extraordinary material. I'm telling you, I have prepared material keeping those 3,000 people in mind of bank who come from different background. For them, I have prepared the material now, upgraded actually. The same material is going to be shared with you guys, which is latest. You'll be able to connect with me anytime. Rather, coming to certification exam, recently we have conducted one 21 days challenge. After the training was completed, I announced 21 days period, prepared a calendar and shared with the participants. Give me 1 second. I'll show you what I shared with them. The same thing will come to you also. Entire courseware for 104. Perfect for the certification exam. And I prepared a calendar for them. These are the question bank. For every topic, we have a question bank. This calendar was prepared. Day 1 and 2, they should do this topic. These are the videos. These are the minutes. When they start, when they end, strength and weakness, and additional links other than my course by Microsoft. Day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, 10, 21 days. Up to 15 days, they will finish all this. Then I gave 5 days for just question bank preparation. And on 21st, 23rd day, 22nd and 23rd day, I think around 17 participants passed out of 40 participated. 2 failed who reported to me, and they know the reason why they failed. They did not follow the procedure. Rest did not report anything to me. I don't treat that as a successful batch. Unfortunately, I took a commitment from all of them that on this date, everybody is going to write the exam. But I was little disheartened when most of them, for whatever reason, their personal reasons, health, family, festival, a lot of, it's so easy to create a reason for not doing something, right? I got a lot of reasons for they not writing the exam last week. But achievement was 17 passed out of 40. I was expecting all 40 to pass. That would have been my achievement. But this time it's not going to be a separate 21 days. You will be prepared as the course progresses. I prepared this for not only 104, I prepared the same thing for 204 also. The calendar has been prepared for AZ204 as well. This is for 204, similar calendar. But this will not be a separate 21 days challenge. This 21 days will be part of our training. During the training only, this 21 days will be completed. I mean, in the sense, the content of 21 days separately we would cover in the training, and we'll have 7 days challenge. At the end of the training, I'll have one 7-day challenge for 104, 7 days challenge for 204. Like that, back to back 2 challenges we are going to conduct, where in mass you are going to write the certification. This was the 21 days challenge. We had how many participants? 48, but some of them are administrators, including myself and my team members. They are administrators. So this is all. Huge amount of discussion was there. A lot of people have actively participated. Everything is covered in Deccansoft course and videos. Somebody said there is a course on Udemy. I purchased it. I asked, was it required? Everybody agreed, no, not required. And rather, the same person agreed, was not required. And you see, all this is a live discussion. I'm just showing you. It's decent amount of effort put from my side. And more important is an enthusiastic team who have passed these exams. All this happened on 10th and 11th of November. But I'm telling you honestly, I was a little nervous when I saw many did not write. I was probably a failure in terms of not able to motivate those remaining. Problem is, I'm confident about you and you're not confident. What will I do now? I'm telling you, you go and write. And you are only not confident about yourself. That is really a worst situation. Importance of certification exam. Your profile will have huge value. In case you do not have relevant experience, certification exam will become a value addition to fill up that gap. Somehow you have to claim, right? You know the subject. How will you claim? You cannot open your mouth and say, hello, I know my subject. Please give me job. No. You have to prove it. I'm proving. After 27 years, damn it, I have to sit and tell you that I can teach good. Join my course. And I have no problem with that. You have to prove what you are. Exam is one way of doing it. Your assignments list, which you are going to do, probably should be part of your resume. How did you create the journey of learning Azure should be part of your resume. People don't write that. I don't know why. I would love to see a resume which is different than others. Nowadays, most of the resumes ChatGPT is writing. So these all I'm going to share with you guys. What are the topics? I will be like your support system. I'll walk with you. I'll walk behind you. Till you want to walk with me. But if you want to be left behind, I'll be helpless. I will not be able to give one-on-one support to anyone. With my time constraints, with my commitments, with my schedule, I will not be able to spare one-on-one time for anyone. I'll try to do anything which probably helps masses, everyone. So you have to choose the right package and be part of it. If you have already paid and if you want to upgrade, tell Kashmira or the backend team, they'll do it for you. There is also something called as gold membership. It's little expensive. I agree, it's little comparatively expensive, but the kind of returns what you get in that is extraordinary. If your pocket can afford it, I think you should be part of this. You get access to my entire content, whether it is live or recorded for 1 year. You get 12 months access to the portal and many more benefits. Look at it. Exam voucher, we gave it for 3,300, I think, for gold membership. 3,500 or 3,300. Not even this price. We further discount. We basically give gold membership exam voucher at the cost we get it. We don't add profit. We don't add margin. Instead of 5660, you might get it at that price. You get access to the Azure portal for 12 months. Priority tech support, it's a marketing tool. I give support to everyone, whether you're my student, you're not my student, I damn care. If I know the subject, I'll reply. That's it. You have unlimited mock exams and all the courses on our website. All these courses you'll get access to. Everything here. Everything. Unlimited access for 1 year. Learning is at its peak. What you want to learn, you decide. Very recently, we have completed ASP.NET Core 8.0, C Sharp 8, ASP.NET Core 8. Upgraded. The old content is there, and top of it, new content I have added. What is new, I have added here. There has been request for conducting few more full day sessions. I think I have some scope sometime in December and January where I can conduct a full day session. 8-hour session of AZ104, AZ204, AZ305, 8-hour session, back to back, 3 days, 4 days. If you're part of this training, you will be able to join that also with no extra cost. We will not charge you separately for that. We'll charge you for a course only once in that 1 year period. Before you ask, I want to just tell everything. That's why I'm just using this time. Because same questions I keep answering every time. And the pricing part, you can see here. Comparison chart. What do you get? What you don't get? In case you want with Suite, Docker and Kubernetes, you can include. So this is how it is. Some messages in chat. Post your questions on the chat in case you have. I'll take up one by one from chat first. I see some on Teams already. Oh, servers are mainly, I think, a lot of capital investment. Share impact when we decide. Please share impacts when we decide don't need the service. Drop it. When you don't want to use the service, deprovision it, and that moment of time, that second, your billing will stop. You've noticed GCP is least mentioned of the three major cloud service providers. However, I find it still has value. No one has objection to that. Definitely, GCP is good value. Just that they are not selling it as much as Microsoft is selling it, or AWS is selling it. Batch details about Terraform. Terraform is part of Azure Suite Plus. Those who go for DevOps, I think those people will be more concerned with Terraform. So here it is there. Sorry, I think I did not write here. So Terraform is included in DevOps Expert Plus. Opportunities in industry. This is one big question. Sandeep, I mean, my marketing team tells me, Sandeep, everybody is interested in joining the course provided we give the placement. That, I mean, how can I do the placement? How can I guarantee placement? Or how will you even damn trust person who tells you I'll guarantee you placement? It's so easy to fool. I'll put a condition. You should have attended 90% of my classes and should have cleared certification 104, 204, 305, for which I am going to charge you upfront for the certification cost. I'll give you job guarantee. Damn it, making fool out of you. And happily we are becoming fools. If you learn the subject properly, if you have the stars added, value addition done, why will somebody not give you a job if they need it? I get so many calls every day asking for people who are efficient enough in the subject knowledge. I mean, by practice, I have decided I'm not going to recommend anyone. My policy that I don't recommend anyone, but so many jobs are there in the industry, right? Mapping has to be done, for which you prepare yourself, desire and deserve it. We desire and we don't deserve, and we want people to give us job. No, you first desire it and follow the process, it deserve it. There are thousands of millions of jobs in the industry, you need one. So don't fall on the courses like job guarantee, job assistance. What assistance will give you? Will show you, go there and apply for it. Anytime we are doing that. Naukri.com, times jobs, so many websites are there. Open them, thousands of jobs you will see. What assistance we will give you? It's a fake, guys. It's a fake concept of job assistance or job guarantee. Cheating, that is. We will never get into that. Technosoft will never. 27 years I have not done it. 1,000 times my marketing team has come and told me, at least verbally tell, no, I'm not going to tell anything which I don't get. Blunt. Rejected them. So opportunities in industry, guarantee you will not get job if you don't know if you don't know Azure now. That I can tell you. See, you have to think like this. If I do not know the subject, what will happen? And if I know the subject, what will happen? By knowing the subject, you are at least giving a chance to yourself and stay enough at the door for it to open rather than simply turning back yourself and going away. Hundreds of known students of mine, I kept on holding them till the door opened for them and they got the job. Problem is, we give up very fast. When the door was about to open, we give up. Cricket match, last overs, 36 runs is also possible. And it has happened in reality. World Cup, Maxwell has turned the whole game. It was awesome to watch that guy batting on that day after injury. Imagine he gave up. Anyhow, I'm not going to. Let me not. Oh, what an awesome experience that was to watch him. He did not give up. That's it. And the circumstances started working for him. Nobody believed it that the match would turn in the favor of Australia. And they deserved it because one person performed it, believing himself that I will do it. What would make him feel, right, that it is possible to win that game which is almost gone away from the hands? Be like that. I have weakness. Yes, I'll overcome. At least identify it. Weakness is there. and start working on it. I'm telling you, I'll be there with you till you want to be there with me. I'll keep pushing you hard. So opportunities in industry, many. Such a vast industry it is. I joined a bit late because I don't see the post or brief summary of the end of the possible. Now, basically, what I did in today's class is this one. If you look at Azure Suite package, in today's class, I did this. So, those who have missed should watch this. It's exactly same. Maybe see the words will be different every time. The emotions are different. The words will be different, but the content is same. And rather, this is free. You just log in and you can start watching. Anyone can start watching. It's free. It's preview. You can use preview 1, preview 2, your choice. Anything is okay. This entire chapter is free. This is also free. First 2 chapters about Azure are free. Everyone should watch it. Once again, if you want to really have good base, specifically if you're targeting AZ900 certification, you should watch these 2 chapters along with, of course, the entire series of AZ900. Those are registered students. You can request for AZ900 course also in your package. Any Azure course you take, ask them to give you access to this. Otherwise, also this is free on YouTube. We have trimmed and kept only that content which is latest. YouTube has little old content, but this is like what you need for the exam. That is it there here. Azure Synapse Analytics will be covered part of data engineering. Krishna, the answer to your question. Gold membership is definitely worth it. Yes, Scott, I know there is no doubt in that. But it really is expensive. If you are able to afford it, it's worth it. If you can invest, if you have not gifted anything to yourself in last 1 year, gift yourself the gold membership. If you have not gifted anything to yourself in last 1 year, gift yourself gold membership. I'm telling you, it will be an awesome experience. Unlimited learning. Aha. I told you, right? Many things we don't do because we don't know. Get out of that zone. You should be able to do everything because you know it's there. I'm not saying that I'll make you expert, I'll make you aware of everything. Are there any Diwali offer? Diwali gone. Where is Diwali now? There were offers on Diwali, there were offers on Dussehra. On gold membership, okay. Those who are interested in taking gold membership today, right? Get connected with my backend team and they'll give you around 5% discount, or let's say 7%. I'll do it. 7% discount on the fees. Shubham, if you are there, facilitate this to all those who are interested. You can put your number in the chat on WhatsApp. They can connect with you and give them payment link to pay with 7% discount on gold membership today. That's it. Only for today. I made the payment earlier. Until the next live session, should I continue watching the video? Continue watching videos continuously. Videos should be your main source of learning. Class you should come to probably enjoy listening to me live, or sometimes asking your questions, getting motivated, remaining connected with the community. That should be the purpose of class. The moment you disconnect from the class, you will stop learning. I'm telling you. The purpose of the class should be continue till you are expert. Sometimes I'll play videos only in the class. Rather, this time I'm going to do mostly recorded version. I'm going to play and keep adding more value. A different approach will be taken. I don't want to teach the same thing again and again. So videos should be your primary way of learning. But problem is we don't have that capability of being self-motivated always. So we need that external motivation. For that external motivation, refueling yourself, you come to the class, attend the class, listen to me, feel happy, and go back and start learning. I opted for MS Azure Suite package. Do I need to complete all the offered course in 6 months? Videos are for 6 months, and after 6 months, there is a very nominal fee for extension in case you want for videos. Live classes, you'll have access for 1 year. It is frustrating that people start in the industry, then just give up. I don't understand why they don't involve themselves in the first place, just to give up on investing in their own future and substantially. That's the same question I have. If you have started, you should end. See, I tell this story to a lot of people. I want to go from location 1 to location 2. And I have two options. One, I can go by cycle, and the other, I can go by car. By which option will I reach the destination? If I take a cycle, will I reach the destination, or will I take the car and will I reach the destination? Answer is simple. In either case, I'll reach. In one case, I'll be slow. In the other case, I might be fast. But will I reach or not? The requirement is we should start. Problem is we have cycle or we have car and we don't start. And some of us, we have that car and we are tied up horses to the car and then we are riding it. We are not using the inside horsepower, we are using outside horsepower. So much of horsepower is within us. If in case we raise, imagine a Mercedes Benz car being pulled by a horse cart. Horses are tied to the Benz car and they are dragging it. Possible. And we are doing that. In our life, we are doing that. A bull is pulling our. Just imagine. Thanks for answering some of my questions. All the questions possible extent I'll answer. Become a gold member. That is okay. I've taken a few DevOps Expert Plus in July and I've missed the precious time due to hectic world. Will I be able to access to the portal and practice? Talk to the backend team. There is a small charge for it. You will be able to. Got been in the industry for a long time. Started MS Docs 5 and learned COBOL and Fortran. Wow, Fortran. I still remember my first year of engineering. No, yeah, first year of engineering, 1992. I learned that Fortran language. Rather, it was more of copy. What learn? First year we used to copy only. One used to write the programs. Rest of the class used to copy and submit. Now it's Azure Power Platform. Keep at it. It's a great industry to be in. Yep. Yeah. I've seen guys almost 3 decades from the starting of my career into engineering. If I take more than 3 decades, I've completed and I've seen how the industry has changed. And the kind of change which has come in last 5 years is extraordinary. I don't know how many of the guys of my age have left the technology because of the pace, could not match it, and moved into more of people management than technology management. But only if we can stay in technology, it's an awesome world. You can create what we can create what we want. Microservices is indeed there for gold membership. Yes. And I'm planning to start a microservices batch very soon. For 15 years of experience, which course is best suited? Gold membership. Blindly, I can say. No, you can't afford gold membership. Azure Suite Plus. That's our. In YouTube, I have. In case I buy one package, can I upgrade to the higher one? In that case, do I have to pay the difference? All the whole price. You can upgrade it within a period of time. I think 1 or 2 weeks you can upgrade your package. But if you don't do it now and later, if you decide, you'll have to pay the fees again. So make a call initially. How to avail discount Chat says we are on offline. No, we are not offline. I don't know what is that. Contact the number which is given in the chat and they should be able to help you out. Okay, I'll just extend it. One, I don't know it's good or bad, but because we gave, just to keep it even, we gave two offers in last 15 days. One was discount, I think 10% discount was offered, and second was AI 102 was offered for free for anyone who is joining for including gold membership, let us say. I don't know. Subham, can you confirm on gold membership? Did we give discount? Subham, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Did we give discount on gold membership or no?
Yeah, for gold membership also.
Okay. So for everyone, if you are enrolling today, one day I'm extending it. Either this or that you take. You decide which one you want. I'm going to teach AI very soon, sometime in January or late January or February. I'll teach AI. The fees for that minimum I'm going to keep would be 15,000. So you can take either 10% discount today or you can take AI for free, your choice. At the time of enrollment, convey this to the team. You want AI or you want 10% discount. Gold membership, this you'll anyhow get it. So if you're taking gold membership, take this advantage straight. If you're taking gold membership, don't hesitate to take 10% discount because this you'll anyhow get it. So it's your call. Indian currency, it will become 45,000 gold membership. %10 discount for this package for gold members. Also, any course, man, any course on this website. We gave two offers in last 15 days. Same thing, I'm extending it. Somebody was asking, right? Diwali offer. This is the Diwali offer. I think Diwali was AI. Dashara was this. Wait and watch what will be Christmas offer. Christmas and New Year. If you want to wait, you can wait. The offers will keep getting better with time. Question is, do you want to wait? Guys who have enrolled, don't come and tell me we did not get this. You learned in advance. That was the benefit. Okay. Any other questions? You can raise your hand and ask in case you have any question now. We can talk. You can raise your hand. I've already paid for Azure Suite. You can upgrade. Talk to Kashmira. She'll give you the plan for upgradation. But if you have paid much before, you will not be. I mean, talk to her. She will do the best mathematics. I'm bad at it. Yeah, Sahib, unmute and talk.
Hello,
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
you hear me?
Yep.
Sandeep.
Yes, yes.
So since I made the payment, so if I'd like to take this advantage of 10%, so should I
Talk to
contact
Kashmira.
with Kashmir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Satya.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, Azure Suite Plus members, they will have a separate session in every weekend.
Same course will extend. After one, I told you, right? I don't teach separately. I teach everything together only.
But today we are having two sessions separately.
DevOps will be separated every day. Today also it will be there. What time is that? 9:30? So what is the time for DevOps? 9:30 or 9:15?
9:50.
Okay. I hardly have time now. Yeah, that session also will be there. I'll talk about DevOps there exclusively. So those who are interested, there will be a separate link. which is going to be shared for DevOps. You can join that meeting also.
Can you give some half an hour break?
There will be 15 minutes break every day, man. Man, I will need break more than you, right?
It's already 9 o'clock. If it start at 9:30.
Imagine I have to start, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Thanks.
You are just sitting in front of the system. I have to talk.
I understand, sir. Yeah.
Abdul,
So I have taken the Azure Suite class. So can I attend the DevOps classes later in the later
yes,
batches?
yes, you can do that. 1 year you have time, right? Anytime you can attend the course.
Okay. And you're going to start from AZ104 or?
I start Azure course. Topics of 104, 204, everything gets merged.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'll do 104 topics first and then 204 and advanced later.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm strongly recommending you to take Azure Suite package. Very, very strong recommendation. If you want to do DevOps, take this. Trust me, it's value for money. Yeah, only if money is a problem, you should go for this. Only and only money. If a problem is there for money, then go for it. Otherwise, this is only created for economics purpose. Opt for these two. That will make me, it will not make me a lot richer, but if you trust my word, it will be a worth investment. Anybody want to share your experience with me in the class? Anyone here from the previous batches? How you
So I
want to-
joined the Wickets of Java like 1997.
97?
Yeah, it was in the Swapnala complex, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Abdul Rahman. Rahul sir was teaching them.
Yeah, Rahul sir was teaching that. Then again, I joined the AWS classes with Rahul sir
Wow.
5 years back, and now like I'm taking the Azure.
Fantastic. Extraordinary days those were. To get an admission into Rahul sir class was itself a challenge in 2000.
Yeah.
People used to wait for almost 2 months. Anyways, those were different days altogether. Any plans for evening hours? I have my colleagues taking classes in the evening hours. I think their batches are also already announced. You can go to this. I don't know why they have not put. So there are supposed to be evening batches scheduled by Suresh and Sandeep MVN. Can you put them here on the calendar? Dates
Sure,
are
sir.
already given to them. There will be evening batches for AZ104 and AZ400 starting next month. But they're not taken by me. I mean, I do a lot of corporate training in US time zone. So I will not be available. Only on Saturday and Sunday I get time. That's it. Who else? Subhendu? Subhendu, what doubt?
Yeah,
can
sir.
you have?
Hello, sir.
Hmm. Subhendu, go ahead.
So is there any plans for covering the Azure desktop and the generative AI?
Learn on your own now. It's not very difficult. Shilpa,
Yes, sir, I have already asked in the chat, is there any evening hours?
yeah, same thing. Uma, Uma, you are very low in volume. Get closer to the mic. Yeah, now it's good.
Yeah, I have started recently the Deckensoft. I have not gone through any live training sessions, but I have gone through that Azure AZ104 21-day challenge
Mm-hmm.
straight away. Followed completely exactly whatever Sandeep has shared, and I cleared my exam. I attempted only out of 49 questions, 42 questions, and I ran out of time. But still, I cleared and I scored about 780 somewhere.
Wow.
So I didn't attempt the case study questions, about 7 questions. I
Mhm.
ran out of time. I was thinking that I will be having another 20 minutes, and I missed that. Even though you insisted and told several times, but I missed that part.
Good. End result is good. That is important.
Yeah,
We remember end result. See, we go on a vacation. We pay so much money, right? Thousands and lakhs we pay for a vacation. When we come back, what do we remember? Do we remember the tiredness? Do we remember the money which we paid? No. Ultimately, what we remember is the experience. This 21 days challenge experience have been extraordinary by all the participants. Do you agree, Umar? I think you were there in almost
Yes,
all the
exactly.
session, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Because we had sessions also, means we used to clear the questions and doubts with the practicals, not like theoretical. Whatever question is there, we used to do practical on the spot, and then we used to clear the doubts. So that kind of thing we were doing all this, at least 20 plus people. Not all 40 people, but 20 plus people were regularly joining and were solving, and we are answering the questions and all that. So that helped definitely.
Basically, a community was created. That was the awesome
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, mainly the Sandeep's the plan, and after that the questions and discussions, and that those are all the things helped us definitely.
Great.
That's all I would like to share it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Ramesh? Ramesh, you're on mute. Not able to hear you. Not able to hear. Can you put it on chat if you don't mind? I'm from service desk role. So no technical. What role do you think? 104 and 400. Is it 104 plus AZ 400? That should be your roadmap. Can I see some likes on YouTube? I see 46 participants and only 15 likes. If you're enjoying the session, can I see some likes? Appala, you're talking to me? Okay, I think we are done. Those who are interested, please connect with the backend team, enroll, and we start with our first topic next week. I know it's very early in the morning, 6:30. I have challenged myself also because most of the Fridays I sleep at around 4 o'clock. I don't know if I'll sleep now. I won't be able to sleep because I take sessions up to 4 o'clock and then again at 6:30 India time, I should be with you. So that itself is a challenge to me. And I'm sure you will love this challenge of waking up early and that too on Saturday and Sunday. You will be doing something different, and that itself is a lot of energy to yourself. Thank you.
So
And
the classes, the last question, the classes will be from 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, right?
perfect. I'll spoil
And
your
what is
Saturdays and
the
Sundays in
certification
terms of
for
sleep.
data?
I'll give you sleepless nights.
And the certification for data engineer, what is that?
DP203.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you. Bye bye and take care. I'll be on DevOps session in another 10 to 15 minutes. See you then. Thank you.